Hey guys, I'm back finally with another installment of my home office organization series. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here because I'm kind of moving away from typical home office organization things into sort of the extraneous storage spaces I have, because this is a rather large room and I have incorporated a lot of storage elements into it. So today I'm going to be sharing my custom built-ins that I had put in when we moved in. I designed them myself to fit the space along the windows, like the big window wall. I think they technically would call this like a picture window. It's actually what I'm looking at when I look at the camera. The window's right behind it, and then it's flanked by the two built-in cabinets / bookshelves. I had a local carpenter come in and, built it for me, and he painted it, and it's definitely held up well. I've used the cabinets and bookshelves for many different sorts of display / storage iterations over the years, and it's doing great. It's only about 6 years old, but I kind of treat it like I treat my furniture. And that's the other thing, is I wanted pieces of furniture to put on this wall that would use the space well, but it was really hard to find bookshelves and cabinets that I could purchase already made that would fit the space. And I just really like the look of the built-in. I've always wanted a window seat. It's one of the things that I really wanted when we were looking for a house. This house didn't have any window seats in it, but I was like, I can build a window seat. So I finally have that. It's a really nice, like, super deep one. You could even sleep on it. It's practically twin size. But it's just a really nice storage solution. To me, it probably cost about the same as it would have to buy furniture to fill the space, and it wouldn't have fit as nice. It was, not inexpensive, but if you know a carpenter, or if you have the kind of skills to put together furniture, or, to build things like this, then I could totally see how it'd be very, not an easy do-it-yourself, but something you could do it yourself, or find somebody who would be willing to work with you if you're on a budget. But anyway, I'm going to take you through the cabinets today and the storage I have under the window seat. I'm not going to be sharing the details of the bookshelf sections, which are on the upper parts, quite just yet, because I'm actually going to be posting a very requested video next week, kind of following this one up, of my bookshelf organization, and it's just sort of more of a bookshelf tour, but I'll go into that in that video next week. Check back for that. Without further ado, let's go have a look at the built-ins. I'm standing at the door to my office now just to give you kind of an orientation, sort of a sense of what I'm going to be discussing today, which are my built-in cabinets here with the bookshelves and the window seat in the middle. So you can see it goes along the whole wall here with the window in the middle. I actually had custom curtains put in, and that the window seat cushion was custom as well. I'm going to take you through the cabinets today and the bookshelves in the next video, like I mentioned earlier. Just going to do a separate bookshelf organization video, but I wanted to give you kind of an overview first, and now I'm going to step into the room a bit so you can kind of see where this is in terms of the layout. Okay, I've stepped in just a little bit just to give you kind of an orientation here, a sense of what you're looking at in terms of the room. If you've been watching the other parts of my office organization series, you'll be familiar with the project desk there. Over here I have my corner desk as my main workstation, as well as my floating wall organization shelves, and those are the craft organizers from Pottery Barn that house my wrapping paper. And all this furniture is from Pottery Barn. It's the Bedford collection. All of it will be in links in the blog posts that I've posted for each area that I've shown in this series. I haven't quite shown this yet. On the other side there, on the far wall, I have two desks side by side. The one on the left serves as my grooming station for Winnie, and the one on the right is basically a sewing desk, although I haven't quite used it quite as much yet. That's sort of one of my future goals, is to learn how to quilt, and that's sort of how I envisioned that area when I originally designed this space. I'm going to go over the cabinets on the left side if you're facing the built-in unit here. I'll just again give you kind of a sense of what I'm looking at. This goes along the whole wall here, and these are the bookshelves, but again I'm going to go over those in more detail in the next video. But down here, I use the cabinets, obviously, for storage. I love this room. There's so many storage places in this room, and there's so much room to grow. So I'm just going to go through each cabinet and show you how I'm using it at the moment. Although, like everything else that I organize, I'm flexible, and the contents of these cabinets do change from time to time. So going from left to right here, the left side of the built-ins are 1/2 cabinet wider than the right side. So in this half cabinet here, this is the very far left cabinet of the left side of the built-ins, I have some binders, my moving binder, some health records, my Thanksgiving binder, my Christmas planner will eventually go in there. It's just a good place to keep binders sort of out of the way. Now there's a lot of room. These are pretty deep cabinets, so this might change eventually, I'm not sure. But I've also popped my yearbooks from over the years in the bottom shelf because I kind of dedicated this whole side of the built-in cabinets to photo storage and things of that nature, so that just kind of fits in with the theme. Now the next cabinet over is a regular size, sort of double-sized cabinet, and I have 4 bins in here, and unfortunately these bins are no longer available. I bought them from the Container Store several years ago, and I'm bummed that they don't have them anymore because they're really nice bins. I believe they're by a company called Like It. Maybe you can get them somewhere else. But these are basically photo project bins, and this is where I keep projects I'm working on. So the bottom 2 bins have scrapbooking things that I'm currently working on or would like to work on very soon, and the top 2 bins, the one on the right there that's sitting on top of that big blue Ziploc bag, has a lot of really old family photos and some cartoon work from my late grandfather, who was a cartoonist. Just sort of things that I want to preserve that I'm just kind of corralling for now. I've used them for other projects in the past, but that's just keeping them all in one place for me. And then on the left, that bin has empty frames I'm not displaying right now, and a big Ziploc bag full of photos that I'm not, I haven't found a home for yet, but that I would like to put somewhere at some point. My grandma has a habit of handing me like a big envelope of photos every time I see her, and I just don't know exactly what to do with them just yet. Eventually they'll go into some sort of a home, either a box, a dedicated photo box, or a scrapbook or something. But that's just where I've been keeping things for now, to keep them sort of tucked away but all together, so for easy access. And so when the time comes that I do want to work on a photo project, I know exactly where to go. I go into this cabinet. The last cabinet on this side has all of my scrapbooks and photo albums from over the years. I know a lot of people like to keep their photo albums out places. I just find, because it's not a uniform thing, I like them better tucked away, but I know exactly where they are, so if I ever want to pull one out and share or just look through and reminisce, I just come to this cabinet. Everything's tucked away nicely. The bottom shelf has all of my photo albums and scrapbooks from, very early childhood. I started keeping photo albums and scrapbooks at a very young age, up through my senior year of high school, and then the upper shelf is since high school, college, and since then. This isn't quite all of the scrapbooks. I have a couple downstairs of more memorable events, but this is just where I like to house the majority of them. The middle section here has the window seat. It's actually rather deep. It's almost a twin size mattress that's on top of it. Like I said, I had that designed for me to fit this space. But this has a lot of storage in it that I actually haven't had a purpose for as of yet, but it is where I envision storing things like fabric when I hopefully get into quilting later on at some point, because there's a lot of room for that. But I'll take you down and show you the bins, and then what I have behind them. I just thought I'd give you kind of an overlook of what it looks like first, with the curtains and everything kind of between the bookshelves. There's the one on the left like I said, those cabinets are for photo storage sorts of things, and the one on the right, which I will show you after we go through the storage underneath the window seat here. So here I'm just showing you the middle cubby. I guess it's really just a huge cubby, I guess. So these baskets I actually bought when we installed, you know, when the thing was originally installed 6 years ago. They're from Target. I think they're just laundry baskets. There's nothing in them right now. Not particularly exciting, but like I said, I think this would be great for, you know, fabric storage later on, or even, you know, extra storage when I have kids and stuff. You know, who knows. Now I did actually go ahead and buy, finally found bins that fit perfectly at the back of these cubbies, because like I said, they're very deep. So I actually have 6 of each of these bins, and they're newer bins that I found at the Container Store. They're actually brand new. I just bought them, and they're the Plast Team tag bins. I think that's what they're called. I'll have all the information on the blog. But I like that they're white because you can't really see them when the bin, you know, when the basket's in front of them. They kind of just blend in with the back of the cubby because it's painted white. And they fit like a glove. And there's just so much room for storage. Like I said, there's nothing in them right now. I have a few things on the one on the left side. I have some wedding things and, you know, some like our remembrance candles and our, you know, like wedding goblets, and just some storage in the other ones. But I think this will be great either for, like I said, sort of storage later on if I hopefully get into quilting, for pieces of fabric and things of that nature, or for storage for when I have, you know, children, if I want to store baby clothes after the kids are grown or things like that. But I actually really like that they fit perfectly. The bins still fit into the cubbies nicely. I mean, the baskets, they don't, you know, stick out. And I did put some felt, adhesive felt on the bottom of the bins just so they wouldn't scratch. You know, if I'm taking these in and out a lot eventually for storage reasons, so they wouldn't scratch the hand-painted cubby. Close up on Winnie snuggling her bee. You can't even see her face. Where's your face? It's in there. She's snuggling her bee though. So the last section of the built-in cabinet is the right side, which has, you know, it's a bit shorter. Like I said, it's 1/2 cabinet shorter. And this side I have dedicated half to shipping things, related things, boxes and packaging. And the other side, the right side there, to holiday wrapping storage, because I have a lot of things that I collect over the years and that I use every year. Also, I keep some of my decor that I use in the craft room during the holidays, or the office. I've been calling it half my office, half my craft room. Sorry if that's confusing. On that side as well. So let's go in and take a look. On the left cabinet set of this side of the built-ins, I have all of my shipping boxes and materials for shipping. So you can see I have a whole bunch of boxes, some broken down, some still set up. On the upper shelf, it's all boxes actually. And then on the lower shelf, I have boxes on the right side, and then a bin over on the left side, another Wiesenthal bin that says mailing packaging. And in that, I have bubble envelopes of all shapes and sizes, some bubble wrap, some wrapping, like shipping paper, those sorts of things. I keep all of my smaller things like the tape and labels and things in the drawer of my desk extension, which I showed in my project area organization video, but this is just for larger scale things to keep everything in one place. And I don't end up actually having to buy boxes a lot of the time because I get a lot of little things in the mail, and it's perfect for sending out prizes and things that I need to send out every so often. The last set of cabinets here in the built-in, so on the right side of the cabinets, not to totally confuse you, I have 4 more Wiesenthal bins. I have 2 sizes. I have 2 medium and 2 large. And this pattern's pretty old. I don't think they have it anymore. I've had these bins for about 6 years now, but Wiesenthal makes all sorts of different patterns at any given time. And this is my holiday storage area. I'm big on wrapping gifts for the holidays, and I have a lot of things that go along with that, so I have a lot of bins that go along with that. And they're all labeled. You can see ribbons and food packaging, extra gifts and projects, boxes, tissue paper, gift bags, and then labels, stickers, and cards. Now I have some larger things you'll probably see poking out on the bottom there that don't quite fit in boxes, some really big boxes, some really big gift bags, but I just kind of tuck those underneath. And this is the farthest over cabinet. It's the least easy to access because it's close to my grooming desk, so it just made sense to tuck these things into here, and I keep them all in one spot. Something that I do like to do is make a running list, like especially right after the holidays end and I know exactly what I'm out of for next year. I'll make a little list on a sticky note and just stick it on the top of the top cabinet here, so just when I start to think about holiday shopping or needs or anything, I'll just look at that list, and that's sort of my master need list for the holidays for the upcoming year, and that just helps me keep on top of everything. Just gonna give you one more shot here of the whole thing. I really love the look of the built-ins. They really blend well with the furniture that I chose to put in this room. It's a great use of space. And it cost about the same amount to have these installed as it would have to buy furniture that wouldn't have fit as nicely. So I'm really very pleased with it. I love my window seat area. I love snuggling up there with Winnie with a book. It's nice that it's by the window, and I just, it's great storage, but it also looks great too. I hope you enjoyed my little built-in tour. I really love the look of them. I think they really meld seamlessly with the room. And it's definitely something like if we were to someday repurpose this room into being a bedroom, I mean, that would be the main other purpose for it. The arrangement could still totally work how it is, because you could definitely put a bed on the other side of the room or on this wall over here. I think the built-ins work really well with the space because it's such a generous space, and the window makes it hard to arrange furniture around it, so having the built-ins frames the window in a way that just works really well. And like I said before, I've used the bookshelves and cabinets for different storage and display purposes over the years. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm not a static organizer. I'm flexible. I like to move things around as my needs and desires for organization change. That being said, I probably, in the course of the lifetime of this room and having the built-ins, I've probably changed what I store in them a total of 3 times. So, maybe every other year I kind of switch things up, but that says my needs have changed. That's not to say it'll be that often in the future, I'm not sure. But I hope you enjoy kind of seeing my little built-in area and my cute window seat. I love the whole thing. It really turned out exactly how I envisioned it. I did design it down to the exact measurements, down to the detail. I had help, like I said, with the cushion and the drapes. I went to a different place for that who specializes in that. But really love the way it turned out, and it's just so useful. I mean, you can see those cabinets were pretty deep, and especially the under the window seat storage. I mean, I have a lot of room to grow, and that's what I love about this room. There is so much room for storage, and that is just every organizer's fantasy. I don't see myself changing this up very much in the future. I did buy this little guy. It's actually a, what do they call it? Encore Star, kind of looks like this. I have one of these in my loftus, my little office in a loft in our Utah home. I believe it's just white though. I bought this at the German market over the holidays this past year, in past December, to hang somehow somewhere over on that side of the room. It opens up and you get a light bulb for it. You can hang it from the ceiling. I do plan, that's the only thing I have planned to do with that space. I'm not exactly sure. It's gonna go over the window seat somewhere, but I'll probably like Instagram a pic or something when I finally get around to that. But I've been kind of holding off until I finished my organization of that area, until I worked on sort of the, supplemental sort of extra things. So that's the only thing I foresee myself doing into the space in the near future. But like I said before, if you'd like a more detailed look at my bookshelves, my bookshelf organization, I will be posting that video next week, and then we're going to be wrapping up with the closet and all of that in this room. But I'm only going to be going over the bookshelves where I store my personal selection of books. Don and I are both huge book people. He has his own bookshelf, like mega, like 2 huge bookshelves in his office, and much more room to grow there too, with some mini bookshelves we have just popped in there as well. So I'm only going to be sharing my bookshelves, and sort of, it's kind of going to be more of a bookshelf tour, but I'll also talk about how to organize books personally. You can go pester Don if you want a tour of his bookshelf at Disorganized Don on Twitter and Disorganized Don on YouTube. I know he shared like a 30 books in 30 minutes or something video, so that, I don't know if that's up your alley, if you're into books and that sort of thing. You can go check it out. Link to his channel below as always. And that is it for today. So thank you for joining me on my journey of organization. I'm like, the room is really coming together now. It's just the closet that I have left to organize. Oh, I did have a question. So I showed you kind of in the beginning of the video, the beginning of the tour, where I have the 2 desks on the side of my room that I haven't shared in detail in a long time. One side is my grooming desk and the other side is my sewing desk. They are that way. My corner desk is that way. The bookshelves are that way. I feel like a stewardess. But I'd be happy to do like a short video kind of giving you an overview of those 2 desks. I have done organization videos on them in the past, and they have not changed a lot. They've changed just a little, but not a lot. But to kind of fit in with this series, I'd be happy to do sort of a quick look at those. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below. And as always, check out the coordinating blog post for more pictures and details about, you know, things I showed in this video, and links to all of the past videos in this series. And that's it for this week. I will see you guys next Friday for another Organized by Friday edition. Until then, be well, happy organizing, and so long.